Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, isn't it? Incredible to have everyone here today on a Sunday. Yes, a sunny Sunday. And for our 10th annual Career Symposium. There is a story behind the Career Symposium that I wanted to share with you. So 11 years ago actually, we launched the Career Development Center. My boss came to me and said, he was very anxious about what we were going to do in order to launch the Career Development Center. And said, just give me some time, I'll come back with that idea. And they said, why don't we bring speakers from all over the country to talk about different topics as they pertain to career development and your future careers. And that's how the Career Symposium was created 10 years ago. Look at that. These are some of the pictures from our first Career Symposium. We have Dr. Gould, Dr. Vaughn, S, the students 10 years ago. We have Dr. Hugh as a student. We have Dr. McGovern when he was 25. We have Dr. Soden when he was 35. It's unbelievable, right? Some of these pictures. Absolutely great. Look at Kui. My good Dr. Nguyen here. Since that day, it was such a transformative day that he said, I'll never cut my hair again. and that's what I have 10 years later, this is what you get, okay? So let's vote, 1 or 2, with the hair or without the hair? Who votes 1, with the hair? 2, without the hair? You're alone. So in 1, 2, 3, you say, from a place of disappointment. 1, 2, 3. Aww. This was our first program. Look at this, how sad. Right? Look at that. But it was a very special day, and here we are. And now it's all digital, beautiful program. Today we talk about new frontiers, but one thing that is very interesting, Dr. Nguyen, is that I realized that for the past 10 years, we have been talking about new frontiers. We have gone to incredible places in every single career symposium. We explored new frontiers in every single one of them. These were just some of the topics that we talked about. But I've been asking students and faculty and doctors, when we talk about new frontiers, what does that mean? And everyone has repeatedly said, new frontiers about new technologies. How new technology is going to change the way you do your job, how new technology is going to impact the way you communicate with your patients, the way you diagnose and you treat diseases. New frontiers are always shaped by new technologies. New frontiers also, these are uncharted territories, and they present dangers. They present a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what we are going to face there. And they have a number of different threats in the environments that we need to be able to deal with. They also have some bad characters. People who use these new technologies and new modes of practice, etc., in a way that not often is perhaps legal, perhaps ethical, right? So yes, New Frontiers has a number of different bad characters. It's also very hard. New Frontiers are known for being kind of having this very harsh conditions associated with them. I remember watching this show. Do you know what the name of the show is? Do you guys remember? What is that? Little House on the Prairie, yes. In Brazil we called it the Pioneers. There was a young boy, an innocent little boy, watching that. And I always remember that when I watched this show, I had this weary feeling inside of me. Because conditions were really harsh in these New Frontiers, right? They were always, it was a very uncertain environment that oftentimes was overtaken by disease. And look what we are going through right now. We are living a new frontier. And we just know that it will continue to be like that, right? I remember there was one episode in which rats took over the barn and then everyone got sick with the bubonic plague, etc. So there was always that weary feeling about how harsh new frontiers are and perhaps are going to be. But this is one quote that is a little bit more recent that speaks beautifully about what new frontiers are. And I wanted you to read it with me. For the problems are not all solved and the battles are not all won. And we stand today on the edge of a new frontier. Today, April 10th. The frontier of the 2020s, a frontier of unknown perils and opportunities, a frontier of unfulfilled hopes and threats. Beyond that frontier are the uncharted areas of science and space, unsolved problems of peace and war, unconquered pockets of ignorance and prejudice, unanswered questions of poverty and surplus. How beautiful that is. Uncharted territories. And in those uncharted territories, what we have? Pearls and opportunities. Science and space. Look at what is happening with science right now. Development of science. SpaceX. It's now a reality, right? You have unsolved problems of peace and war right now. We are fighting not only one war in Ukraine, but there are different mini wars being fought as well. We haven't solved that problem yet. Pockets of ignorance and prejudice. Look at what we are going through right now and this racial reckoning that is happening in this country. Unanswered questions of poverty and surplus. How much our poorest of the poor patients, for example, in your case, don't have access to good quality care. Now, this was not said the way it was said. The area that I highlighted in red, I changed that to accommodate today's theme. I'll give you one prize that was dedicated only to students. Anyone can get it. Who said this and what was the year? You gotta get both right. Who said this and what was the year that was said? No. But who said it? No one? Okay, I'll take the prize, okay? So it was in the 1960s, and it was J.F. Kennedy. Doesn't it seem like this was said yesterday at the Democratic Convention? Unbelievable. And we are still going through the same issues. These issues are recurrent, okay? Now, what we learned from it, there are unfulfilled hopes and threats, but there is a lot of hope out there. There are challenges and a lot of opportunities. Now, the important thing for us to understand, there's someone creating the future right now as we speak. There is someone, just put that in your head, there's someone creating the future right now as we speak. They're creating the new technologies that will shape how you're going to do business in the future. They're creating the new business models that are going to shape how you operate in the future. The new viruses are jumping from one animal to another until they find a way into a human being, and we are going to live what we are living today. It's going to happen. Someone is creating the future as we talk right now. And I absolutely love this picture. This is a picture that has been seared in my mind forever. And this is Easter morning, 1990. Oh, look, this is Fifth Avenue, just one block away from here. 1 week away from today, okay? And look, find the horse, okay, the car. These are all horses and chariots, wagons, whatever, I call them chariots. But these are all horses pulling chariots, and there's this one car. And imagine the horses and the charioteers riding their chariots. What are they thinking? What a show-off, this guy with the car, right? The horses are saying, we'll never be replaced. There is just no way. There's one other gentleman here is thinking, this will never work. Why would it never work? Because think about it. For you to ride a car, and for all the cars to substitute all the horses and the chariots, you're going to need gasoline. We just don't produce gasoline at the same rates that we produce grass. Not only that, we're going to have an infrastructure, because cars have a certain autonomy. You can just drive so long and so far before you have to refill the tank. We don't have the infrastructure. What are you going to do? Create a network of gas stations? It's ridiculous. It's never going to happen. A couple weeks later, what happens? The whole thing changed. There's this only one guy who didn't get the memo, and everyone else is driving a car. So, right, think about that in I care. Who do you want to be? The one who didn't get the memo, or the one who's actually making it happen? So the new frontiers are coming, and they're coming fast. There are certain things we can see, there are certain things we can't see. So how do we deal with it? We either build it, we build the new technologies. That's why we have programs such as the Innovators Award, to ignite, to put some passion on you to create the new technologies that will face the future. If you don't create a new technology, know that the technologies are being created, but you seek it, you go after it, and you try to take advantage of them. Or you just surf it. If you're not, embracing you're not an early adopter of new technologies, and the changes are coming, you just pedal hard, and you take advantage of the new opportunities that are coming your way. The problem is when you become engulfed by it, and you're the last person who didn't get the memo that things are changing, and things are changing. Okay? The problem is that we have, you of any profession know this more than anyone else. We have a very limited visual field. We can see what we can see. We can see what is in front of us. So you're seeing what is happening right in front of you, and now you're thinking about your new frontiers is finding employment after graduation, and perhaps you know how the profession is going to be changed, but you can only see what you can see. And a visual field shows us that we have what? That area in your visual field that is the space where what lives there you can see. Your optic nerve. You all have blind spots. That's why we are here today. So look at that. I absolutely love this. Stay with me here. On the whole, people don't want to lug a computer with them to the beach or on a train. To while away hours, they would rather spend reading the sports or business section of the newspaper. Somehow the microcomputer industry has assumed that everyone would love to have a keyboard grafted on as an extension of their fingers. It's just not so. Travis is like, oh my God, who's that? Travis, have you thought that it could be us saying things about how optometry is going to look like in the future or not? Right now, we just can't see it. Look at this gentleman here who said talking doesn't belong in pictures. Huh? Talking about being not connected with the times, right? Or, oh, look at this technology here. I'm giving you another gift card for someone who gets this right. This technology is keeping children and their parents up late nights, wearing down their vitality for lack of sleep and making laggards out of them at school. This technology is taken everywhere, and everywhere it isolates the bearer from his surroundings, from each other, from reality, and from ourselves. What is this new technology? So, Netflix, cell phone? Who said that? The radio. Somebody, oh, you get something, thank you very much. Ellie, it's yours. I'll give it to you personally. It's the radio. That's how people thought about the radio in those days. Isn't that crazy? So there is something that's called a moral panic. People think, oh, this new technology, they will end, demolish, subvert society, business, industry, kids as we know it. But they are coming, and they are real. You either get with the program or you don't. There is this amazing report from VSP talking about how the future is going to change. How the eye is going to become much more than just a tool for 20/20 vision. You're going to be able to assess brain health, brain injuries, neurodegenerative conditions, autoimmune diseases, enhance occupational performance, gain a competitive edge, all through the eye. It's coming. And that's why we gather here today. Whatever is technologically possible is going to be attempted by someone, right? So when you think about the future of the eye exam and people start complaining that, oh, we are creating these new technologies that may change the way we do things, someone is creating the technology, if you want it or not. And that happened many years ago when Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave to human beings. And the fire meaning representing knowledge and technology. So he took it from the gods, gave it to humankind, and humankind, with that power, will create new stuff and will change things constantly and perpetually. And he was punished for it. You know, right? He was bound to a stick, and then there is this vulture who comes and eats his liver every day, and then the liver regenerates. And you go on and on. So now, as far as new frontiers are concerned, you can be the hare who just jumps into new opportunities and go fast, and you're an early adopter, or you're a creator of the new frontier, or you can be a turtle. You go slowly, but you're constantly moving towards the new frontier. But what you cannot be is the ostrich, who puts his or her head down the ground and doesn't care about whatever is happening. So Dr. Nguyen asked me to make some predictions. I took this thing out of my closet, which I keep it there only sometimes, like Baby Yoda. When I use that, I lose my energy, but I use it just for this program. And he asked me for some predictions about what new frontiers will look like, and here they are. New frontiers will be fraught with challenges and opportunities. Aren't you glad you didn't pay to be here to hear this? But it's just true. The metaverse is going to be a reality, and this is going to create a lot of opportunities and threats to optometrists. But let's talk about the opportunities. New diseases are going to be created, like metaversic labyrinthitis. I just came up with that one. I don't come up with things, they come to me, okay? When I am in this type of mode. I also am predicting that there will be a lot of opportunities in terms of disease, but not only that, how much you're going to increase visits in your office. So the more that the adoption of metaverse increases, the more anti-nausea medication prescribed by ODs will increase. Right? How many of you have those glasses just feels nauseated, right? It's just there. It will be there. Who will do well? Those who focus on their customers and those who focus on the pain of their customers. Right? So look at Amazon, and I have Amazon here because just 2 weeks ago I was preparing for this event and I had ordered something on Amazon. And Sarah from my office said, "Oh, your Amazon package arrived." I said, "I'm not expecting anything from Amazon." "Oh, in fact I am, but I just ordered it. It's impossible, it's already here." But Amazon understood that the customer has pains. And one of our pains is anxiety. We order something, we want something, and we want it now. And I'm not vouching here for Amazon. Some of us hate Amazon, and I am with you. But they understand your pain, and they respond to your pain. And then when you're creating the future, or coming to new frontiers, you can either make dust or you can eat dust. So what happens, Amazon is making dust, and then Walmart is following, eating dust. So, okay, we'll do that as well, We understand, it's important. You want that. You want your, whatever you order to be shipped to you the next day. Now they're testing it, but they're already eating the dust that Amazon is creating. Where are you going to be? I love this example here. Swiss Airlines. They were trying to rethink the customer experience. They said, "Oh, we are going to have better message on the screens." Who read messages on the screen on an airplane anyway? We're going to have better snacks. I appreciate that. We're tired of the pretzels, right? But they hired this consultant. The consultant said, "Forget, no, stop. Let's talk to the traveler. Let's talk to those who are constantly traveling." What they found, that the number one thing that was bothering travelers was not the message on the screens. It was not the snack selection. It was anxiety. Traveling equals anxiety. Are you going to get there on time? Are you going to get your connection? Is your luggage going to arrive with you? How are you going to be treated in the TSA line? Right? It's brought with anxiety. The same thing going to the doctor. Am I going to be treated well? Is the doctor going to listen to me? Am I going to be able to pay for this? It's fraught with anxiety. And if you can work on that, if you can solve that to your patient, you will do well. For that, you will need curiosity. And for that, we have brought this amazing panel of speakers to illuminate your way, to show these are the individuals who are there, seeing what the future is like, seeing what the new frontiers are like. And they are now creating it, being part of this creation, and they're here to share that with you. So again, be the hare, be the turtle, but never the ostrich as you move forward. I wanted to thank the organizing committee here. We're talking about you, Dr. Julian.
Okay.
Very good. So this is the end of Kennedy's message. I'm asking each of you to be pioneers of the new frontier. My call is to the young in heart, regardless of age. And this rover here is called Hope. We have to have hope about the future. The future is great. It can be challenging. There are threats out there, but the future is great. And I give answers, but I don't take questions. Have fun. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have fun today. We have a great program for you. Thank you.